Yeah, I repeat. Very good afternoon to all of you. I welcome all of you for today's session on managing input and output operations. In this session, we will see how we can make our C program to accept our input. Means we are going to give an input to the keyboard, right? So, what are the control statements through which our C program accepts input? Also, we'll have a discussion about once the program processes the input after generating some result, how it is going to display those result or those output on the screen. Okay, so now let me have a look at agenda of this session. First, we'll have an introduction to managing input and output operations. I mean to say, we will see what are the functions through which C program can accept user input. Also, we will see those functions through which C program is going to generate, is going to display output on the screen. Okay, so always we know that, always you remember there are three essential functions of any program. The first essential function is to read an input. Okay, I mean to say the program, the first function of the program is to accept user input. Okay, the second function is that once the user has given some input to program, the program should process that input. So after processing that input, some result might be obtained. So the third essential function of any program is how to write or how to display the output on the screen. Got it? So I repeat, there are three essential functions of any program. One is to read an input, that is to accept user input. Next is to process. Okay, and the third one is to write an output. Got it? So the next, after giving you an introduction, just we'll have a look at one function, okay, through which user, when he wants to enter a single character, okay, and that character to be read by C program. I repeat, I mean to say, first thing I'm going to give a discussion about a function through which the C program is going to accept one character as an input given by user through keyboard. Got it? Next, assume that user has given some character as an input. The C program processes. I mean to say the C program performs some operation. Okay. For example, let me say to check whether the character that is given by user as an input, okay, is an uppercase one, or to check whether it's a lowercase one. Got it? Or to check whether the character that has been keyed by a user is a digit or a special character. These are some processing the program may do on the user input. So next, see, suppose in my program, okay, the result after processing is assumed to be a single character. Got it? So now this output, that is the single character, need to be printed on the screen. Got it? So what is that function? We will have a look on that. Got it? So I repeat, the agenda of this session is first a brief introduction to managing input and output operations. Got it? Next thing is the function that is used to read a single character. Next, we will have a discussion about a function that writes a single character on the screen. Now, coming to introduction. Okay, I said right, there are three essential functions of any computer program. One is, as I said, the first function is reading. For example, let me say you have a calculator, right? Suppose you want to perform some addition, what you will do? The first and foremost thing, let me say you want to add two numbers, you are going to give an input, right? So there's nothing but that input is read by your calculator. I mean to say the first function of a program is to read an input. So let me say you are given two numbers to be added as an input to calculate. Now calculator what it does? It adds those number as those two numbers. So that we call processing. So after adding two numbers, the result is obtained. So what a calculator now does, it writes that output on the display, on the screen, right? So this is the third function. So in general, there are three functions. One is reading. That is nothing but the program is accepting a user input. The second task is processing. And the third task is to write, to display the output, okay, on the screen. Okay. Now, see, now we want to give some input to program. Okay. So to give an input to program, there are two methods. One already we have seen, okay, in earlier programs, you have already come across. In your lab also, you have experienced. Okay. So I mean, we know there is a function scanf, right? We have made use of scanf through which we used to give our input to program. Clear? Got it? So the second case is, okay, the second method is, suppose while you declare the variable itself, okay, the moment you declare a variable, you can assign value to it. Got it? So I repeat, there are two methods of giving input, okay, to any variable. The first thing is that when you declare a variable, that moment itself you can assign a value. The second method is that during runtime, okay, during the execution of a program, you can make use of scanf to give an input. So, and we have already discussed about printf. You know, right? What is printf? It displays, it writes a message on the screen. Got it? So, and one more thing, you know, to make use of scanf and printf, we need to include our preprocessor directive, that is stdio.h, hash include stdio.h. Okay. So now, so see, there are two ways of giving an input. One is an unformatted, and the other one is formatted. Got it? So here, in this case, I am going to discuss you about an unformatted input. Formatted input and formatted output we will discuss in the next session. Okay. So one thing I need to ask you, through which you are suppose your program is under execution. Okay. So when you are going to give input, I mean to say, through what you are going to give an input to your program? Through the keyboard. So keyboard, I can call it as a standard input. I repeat, keyboard is a standard input through which you are going to give, okay, input to program during execution. So similarly, during execution, after execution, okay, the result may be generated, and that result need to be, there's nothing but output need to be sent to you, right? So where you're going to see an output usually, it's on the display on the screen. So what I can say is screen to be the standard output. Got it? Clear? So I repeat, our keyboard is a standard input device through which user gives an input to C program. Screen or display is the standard output on which the program is going to write the result, the output on the screen. Okay. So now see here, I'm going to discuss about a single function. I'm going to discuss about a function that reads only one character from the keyboard. So I repeat, I'm going to discuss a function to read a single character from the keyboard. Okay, don't get confused. Character means it need not be only alphabets. In general, here, character might be an alphabet, might be numbers, I mean digits, might be special characters. Okay, so character here need not only be alphabets, it may be numbers too, it may be special characters too. Got it? So now, so I think we have all you already have used get.ch in your C program, right? Just review in your C program at end. Okay, that is before end of that program, end of the main. We have used get.ch. Got it? So what get.ch does? Get.ch waits for one of the character to be entered on the keyboard. Is it? So get.ch function, you know, right? It waits for user to enter one of the character on the keyboard. So when a user enters one of the character on the keyboard, okay, get.ch is execution of get.ch finishes. Then the control will pass to the next statement. Repeat. But here get.chr, getchar is similar to get.ch. Okay, I repeat. Getchar is also similar to get.ch. But the difference is that getchar, let me tell you for similarity. Getchar and get.ch is both to read a single character. Okay, I repeat, getchar and get.ch is to read a single character. In get.ch, when a user enters any of the character on the keyboard, the control will move to the next statement. Okay, but in getchar reads only one character from the keyboard, but it waits for the user to enter a written key. I mean to say, after user types a single character, or he might enter sequence of characters. Okay, but to make getchar function to complete its execution, the key user must press enter key, return key. Got it? So got the difference. I repeat, what is the difference between get.ch and getchar? Get.ch finishes its execution when user presses any character, whereas getchar finishes its execution only when the user enters a return key. Got it? So, and similarity is that get.ch and getchar is used to read a single character. Got it? So now, let me have a look at the syntax. So what is the syntax? As you can see, syntax is variable name equal getchar. So here, in this case, what actually variable name means? Assume for one character, how many bytes required? 1 byte. 1 byte of memory location is reserved. Is it? And that memory location is identified by this variable name. Got it? 1 byte of memory location is reserved to store a single character, and this memory location is identified, okay, by variable. So let me have a look at an example. Okay, look at an example. The first statement is char name. So it's a declaration, right? It's a declaration statement. What the statement does is, look at an example. The first declaration statement, char name. Okay. So now what the statement does, char name. What the statement does? It reserves 1 byte of memory, and that 1 byte of memory is referenced, identified is given a name as name in this case. Got it? Got it? I repeat, char name. What it does? It reserves 1 byte of memory, and that memory location is identified as name. Next, look at the next statement. Name equal to get char. So now once CPU executes this statement, what happens? Get char function is invoked. Means get char function is called. Got it? Means CPU executes get char function now. So get char function, what I said, it reads a character from the keyboard. But see, user after entering a single character, in this case, you need to press the enter key. Got it? So getChar function waits until user presses an enter key. Okay. So once the user presses an enter key, the first character that is given as an input will be copied to memory location identified by name. Got it? So clear. So let me tell you what let me tell you about example once again. So char name. There's a declaration statement. What it does? Uh, it reserves 1 byte of memory location, and that memory location is referred by a variable named as name. Next statement, name equal to get char. So when this statement is executed, what happens? Okay, get char function is invoked. So get char function, what it does? Now it waits for user to enter one of the character. Okay, so when a user enters one of the character, that character will be stored to memory location identified by name, and then control will pass to the next statement only after the user presses a return key. Got it? Clear? So, and now we know scanf printf. To make use of scanf printf, we need to make use of adder file. What is that? stdio.h, right? So similarly, getChar function, to make use of it, we need to use adder file ctype.h. Got it? So is the preprocessor, we need to include our preprocessor directive ctype.h. Clear? To make use of getChar, we need to import ctype.h. So now, very important, the essential one of the second essential function. What I said? Processing. Listen, all of you cautiously. Let me tell you about processing. Okay. See, now you're given one character as an input to the program. Okay. Now the character you might given as an input might be an alphabet, or might be a number, or might be some special character, or might be some white space. Is it clear? So now let me say, my objective is I've entered some character, and I need I want the program to check whether the character I have entered is an alphabet or numeric or none. Okay. Or second case is that I need to check. Suppose second processing is that assume I have entered a lowercase alphabet. I want my program to process it. I mean to convert it into an uppercase alphabet. Okay. The other task is, suppose the character is an alphabet entered in an uppercase. I want the program to convert it into a lowercase. Got it? So these are some processes. Okay. So as you can see, the first function is ALNum. It stands for is alphanumeric. Means when I invoke this function by passing one of the character as an argument. Okay. So here, that C is an argument. C is an argument means C is referring to one of the memory location. Okay, in that memory location, there's one character. So I want to check whether the character stored in that memory location identified by C is an alphabet or numeric. Then I can make use of this function is a alphanumeric. It returns true if the character is either an alphabet or a number. Yes, it is false. Okay. The second function is alpha. This function returns true if the character stored in a memory location referred by C is an alphabet. That is A to Z. Might be an uppercase or lowercase. Yes, it returns false. Suppose if I want to check whether the character stored in the memory location referred by C is a digit, then I can go for is digit function. Okay, it's very familiar, clear, right? The name of the function itself implies what it does. Okay, is lower. Now let me tell you, is lower what it does. Whether I want to check whether the character stored in memory location identified by C is a lowercase. Okay, if suppose I want to check whether the character I've entered is a lowercase one, so then I can go for is lower function. Similarly, if I want to check it's an uppercase one, I can go for is uppercase, is upper function. Suppose I might have entered the space key, got it? So I mean space key, its ASCII value might be stored in memory location. To check whether that's a space key, then I can go for is space function. As punct to check whether the character is a punctuation mark. Is print, it's very important. Is print means see on your keyboard there are some characters which are not printable. Okay, there are some characters which are not printable. So whether the memory location stores such unprintable characters or printable characters. To determine that, we can go for S. Okay. So there are also two more functions. Let me tell you later. Suppose the character is a lowercase. I want to convert it into an uppercase. Got it? Similarly, suppose if the character is an uppercase, I want to convert it into lowercase. Okay. There are two more functions. So now, see here, in this program, I will explain you the first essential function, okay, and the second essential function, that is the reading as well as processing. So let me tell you what this program does. This program, what it does, it will ask user to key in one character, okay. I repeat, in this program, the first essential function is implemented. Means it will ask the user to enter one character as an input. So now the user might enter any character on the keyboard. I mean to say it might be an alphabet, that is letter. It might be a digit or it might be special character, right? So now once the user enters some character, the second function, that is processing, begins. So here the processing is to check whether the character entered is an alphabet, that is a letter, okay, or the character entered is a digit, or character entered is neither letter nor digit. Okay, I said right, to check whether the character entered is alphabet, there is a function is alpha. I know it returns true if the character identified by memory location C is alphabet. Else it returns false. If false means, let me check whether the character entered might be a digit. So to check whether the character entered is a digit, I need to go for is digit function, which is third function in this case. It returns true if the character referred by memory referred by variable c is a number. Else it returns false. So if neither alphabet nor digit, it's understood is it is none. Got it? So now let me come to an implementation. Okay, see first let me come to an implementation. So since I am making use of printf statement, I am importing add file stdio.h, and here I am making use of getchar function. I am using ctype.h. Okay, so this program, okay, first thing I have declared. Okay, see here the main objective, read one character. User is going to enter one character. So how many bytes of memory I require? 1 byte of memory I require. And let that memory location be given an identity as key. Got it? So this can be done with a through the declaration statement char key. So char key, what it does? It reserves 1 byte of memory location and gives the name key. Now, printf message, you know, right? It displays message. Now, when you run this program, there will be one message, enter any key. So now what you will do? You will press any character. Now, let me assume you might have pressed alphabet. Okay. So get after pressing one alphabet, you have pressed enter. Now getchar function reads that alphabet and stores it into a memory location identified by a variable named key. Now to check it's an alphabet, okay, I need to make use of function is alpha of key. I said this returns true. It returns true if the character stored in memory location identified by key is a alphabet. So then a message as in output 1 will appear. The entered key is a letter. Okay. Suppose you are not entered, let me say you are not entered alphabet, you might have entered as digit. So first if condition fails, so it goes to else part. In else, I am going to check whether it's a digit. So to check whether, I mean to say whether the character stored in memory location identified by key is a digit or not. Got it? So now, is digit returns true? That character is digit. Yes, it returns false. Got it? So now let me consider as the second output. Okay, you might have entered 7. Then we'll see second message. The entered key is a digit. Okay. So if neither is alpha is true, nor is digit is true, okay, then it's very clear that the character you have entered is neither alphabet nor digit. Got it? So we'll have the third as third message is going to be printed as an output 3 when you enter some dollar symbol. The entered key is not alpha number. Okay, clear with this? So let me proceed. So now we'll see writing a character. Okay, so we know printf, you know, it prints some message, right? Got it? So similar to printf, we have an alternative output statement that is putchar. But what actual difference between printf and putchar? Putchar is used to write only one character on the screen. I repeat, putchar is to write only one character on the screen. Okay, and what character to be written on the screen that need to be passed as an argument to putchar function. You can see in syntax, right? Putchar variable name. Variable name is an argument. I mean, this function when executed, it will write on the screen the character stored in a memory location identified by variable name. So I repeat, what putchar of variable name does? It writes to the screen the character stored in a memory location identified by variable named as variable name. Okay. So let me I will look at I will look at example. See here, there is one variable with the name. Okay, referring to some memory location where character y is stored. Is it? I mean, name equal to y means in a memory location there is one character y, and that memory location is identified as name. The second statement, put care of name, put care of name. So what it does? It writes y on the screen because y is the character that is stored in memory location, referred by a variable name. Now, okay, I said right. Now, in this case, you have entered lower in the character stored in memory location identified by variable name is lowercase one, right? So I may need to convert to uppercase. Suppose if it was an uppercase, how to convert to lowercase? Okay, we will have a look at. There are two functions I said. Two upper converts lowercase alphabet to uppercase. Two lower converts uppercase alphabet to lowercase. See here, this program, okay, again printf, since I am using printf stdio.h I have used, since I am using getchar putchar I am using ctype.h. Okay, so declaration statement char alphabet, you know what it does? It reserves 1 byte of memory location and gives an identity as alphabet. Now a message is going to pop up on the screen, enter any alphabet. Now, as in output one, assume that you have entered capital A. Capital A. Now, getchar function is going to read this capital A, right? And it will store in a memory location identified by alphabet. Got it? Now, since it's a capital A, I want to convert into lowercase. Okay. So now, what happens? I am using this lower function. Okay, for is lower, I am passing alphabet as an argument, right? Just have a look at the program. For is lower, I am passing alphabet as an argument. So what is present as in output one, alphabet, the memory location identified by alphabet stores in uppercase. So is lower is false. Since is lower of alphabet is false, it goes to else part. Okay, else part. In else part, we know because is lower of false because the entered alphabet is an uppercase. So if it's an uppercase, what I should do? I should convert to lowercase and I need to write on the screen. So in else part, just look here. First, for putchar, an argument is 2 lower. So 2 lower, for 2 lower, an argument is an alphabet. So 2 lower, what it does? First converts an uppercase to lowercase one. That is capital A to lowercase a. Okay, and that a is an value that is going to be written on the screen. Lowercase a is going to be printed on the screen. Suppose let me say in the second run, you might give a lowercase alphabet a as an input. So when statement alphabet equals getchar is executed, getchar copies this lowercase alphabet a to memory location identified by alphabet. Okay, now the function if is lower of alphabet statement gets executed. Now it checks is lower of alphabet, of course. Alphabet, the memory location referred by alphabet now was the lowercase alphabet, right? Got it? So now is lower returns true. So true part is executed. That is putchar to upper of alphabet is executed. So to upper is an argument of putchar. So for to upper, an argument is an alphabet. So alphabet is now as a lowercase a. So it will be translated to uppercase a. And that value is passed as an argument of putchar. So putchar now writes capital A on the screen. Got it? So clear with this screen, clear with this topics, and this is what the agenda of this session, right? So we have seen I just given an introduction, right? Okay. First, in introduction, I said there are three essential functions of any program, that is to read, process, and write. That's nothing but input, process, output. Okay. So this is about today's session. If any doubt, you can clarify. Okay. Thank you for listening.